2, 1. Hello and welcome to the Next 100 Days podcast. My name is Graham Arrowsmith.
And my name's Kevin Appleby. So, Graham, today we thought it'd be a very good idea to talk about how we actually put the podcast together. So we've just done a little glimpse of the scene before we start recording.
Yeah, we normally talk about football and other things. I simply, just before we started to press the record, I was telling Kevin I was about to go out and buy some budgies, as our last budgie flew away. Now, everybody thinks that's really funny. I've been in tears for weeks. But the point is, we're going on a budgie hunt. Well, this is tomorrow. The most important thing today is seeing my beloved Leeds United.
Jolly good, jolly good. And Graham, over the last few weeks, we've had some real technical problems with the podcast. They've mostly been caused by me being overseas, and we've been stumped with various problems of poor internet signal, poor bandwidth, and so on. And at the same time, we've had lots of people recommending to us that we should use a new solution for talking to each other.
Yes, we have. And I must have been asked whether or not we use Zoom probably 5 times in the last few weeks. And, you know, it does seem to be taking over in terms of quality. Now, I don't know. I had a conversation yesterday, Kevin, with with potentially a future guest. And and he was actually abroad. He lives in Valencia. And we started the conversation on Skype because we're connected on Skype. And we were chatting about the various things that we need to chat about. And then I said, look, tomorrow we're doing this thing. We're going to be doing the podcast using Zoom. Now, do you mind if we sort of flip into Zoom? And so we did. Kevin, I can tell you the quality was just awesome, way better than Skype, and so I don't know whether this Zoom recording is going to be way better than our previous recordings, but I have to say, yesterday it was an amazing improvement because it was just, you know, first of all Skype, then Zoom, and it was just like chalk and cheese.
Yes. So today, after 100 and however many podcasts that we've done using Graham and I talking on Skype and recording the Skype call and then editing the Skype call as to form the podcast. Today, for the first time, we've ditched Skype and we're using Zoom.
Yeah, well, that's thanks to Kevin, because he's put his hand in his pocket, because Newcastle United fans are usually very, very wealthy, and he's bought a license for Zoom. And I have to say, it's been, so far, Kevin, a very, very good investment, because, you know, not only are we recording this video, but we're also recording the audio.
That's right. That's one of the pluses of Zoom. Zoom allows you to record your conversation directly to the cloud. Not just the audio conversation, but the video conversation as well. Now, when we've been recording a Skype call in the past, the Skype call has had to be recorded on the local machine. And since we divide the duties around the podcast, that I do the audio editing and Graham writes the show notes, it's always been recorded on my PC. Now, one of the problems of the restricted bandwidth that I've had when overseas is that a lot of the call has managed to drop out and we've had very bad audio quality. It's taken a lot of editing. Now, recording this in the cloud now means that all the incoming voice, the voice of Graham and the voice of the guest, get recorded in the cloud with no restriction by any bandwidth that I might have. Now, my part of the call gets recorded in the cloud as well, but I can still record that part of the call locally. And if I need to, I can take the local recording, which will be perfect, microphone directly to my PC, and I can overdub any bits of my own dodgy audio, and we should be able to get a perfect recording.
You know what, Kevin? It's. I don't know why we didn't get to Zoom earlier, and we've kind of laboured a little bit with Skype. And you know, I have a lot to thank Skype for, to be honest with you, because it has helped us. You know, through 100 and 16 episodes of the next 100 days, and very often it's gone without a hitch. So we can't be too harsh on Skype, but at the end of the day, it did seem to me, and it does seem to me, that over the last little while, recordings via Skype have been of a lower quality.
Yes, and certainly there was a software upgrade with Skype, and I noticed straight away that when I was trying to record the Skype call, and I use a piece of software called Audacity on my machine when I'm recording a call, the volume on the incoming track and the volume coming from my own microphone were no longer a common level. And it was becoming a real fiddle to improve the quality of the incoming call to be the same as the quality of what I was getting directly from my own microphone.
Well, here we are, and we have this fantastic opportunity to share, some of the lessons that we've picked up over the last, 2 years, 4 months, since we've been recording the Next 100 Days podcast on a weekly basis. And we've had some absolutely stellar guests, and there's quite a few more to come that are lined up. And, not every one of them is like, a headline act. And very often, we've got people who really resonate with our audience, who are just, regular people making their way in extraordinary ways.